The earth cracked like broken glass under the farmer's feet. For months, the sun ruled the sky with merciless fire. Not a single cloud, not a single drop of rain. In a quiet village, hunger whispered in every home. Fields of green had turned into deserts of dust. The farmer, his wife, and their little 6-year-old daughter lived in a small mud house at the edge of the fields. Every morning, the farmer walked out to his land and stared at the dying crops. His heart felt heavier each day. The villagers gathered at the well, but the well too was nearly dry. Some people cursed their fate. Some whispered that God had abandoned them. Some sat in silence, too tired to hope. But then, one idea began to spread through the village like a candle flame in darkness. What if we all prayed together? At the same time, maybe God will hear us. The farmer agreed. He returned home, his face lined with despair, but also with a flicker of something possibility. But would prayer really be enough? The agreed hour arrived. Every home in the village fell silent, voices lifted toward the heavens. In the farmer's house, a small oil lamp flickered on the floor. The farmer sat cross-legged with his wife beside him, and their little girl kneeling between them. His hands trembled as he whispered, "O Lord, you are the protector of your children. Our crops are dying. Our animals are weak. Please send us rain. Without it, we cannot survive." The wife prayed in silence, her lips moving but no sound escaping. Only tears slid down her cheeks. Then the little girl closed her eyes tightly, as if she could squeeze heaven open. She said softly, "God, my father is sad. You can do everything. Please make it rain." Her voice was pure, unshaken by doubt, filled only with trust. When the prayer ended, silence returned. The farmer stood up, dusted his clothes, and sighed. "I'll go to the farm," he said quietly. But just as he stepped outside, a voice stopped him. "Father," the little girl called, running after him. "Wait!" In her small hands was an umbrella. The farmer blinked in surprise. "Why did you bring this umbrella?" he asked, puzzled. The sky above was perfectly clear. Not a single cloud. The sun had already set, and the air was heavy with heat. The girl tilted her head and smiled innocently. "Father, didn't we just pray for rain? If it rains now, we will get wet. So I brought the umbrella." Her words struck him like thunder. The farmer froze. He looked at the umbrella, then at his daughter's bright, trusting eyes. She believed, completely, absolutely, without hesitation. And in that moment, he realized something powerful. Prayers are not just words whispered into the air. Prayers demand belief. Real belief. The kind that acts as if the answer is already on the way. He lifted his daughter in his arms, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "You are right, my little one." Then he walked to the fields carrying the umbrella, though the stars above shone in a cloudless sky. But could such faith truly bring the impossible? Night fell. The village slept restlessly, hearts heavy with the fear of tomorrow. But as the farmer stood in his barren fields, something changed. A cool wind brushed against his face. The air smelled different, like wet earth, though no water had touched the soil yet. He looked up. A single dark cloud crept across the stars. Then another. Then another. Moments later, lightning tore the sky open. And then it rained. Not a drizzle, not a whisper, but a roar. Rain poured down in sheets, soaking the farmer's clothes, flooding the fields, washing away months of despair. The farmer laughed and cried at the same time. He held his umbrella high, not to protect himself from the rain, but as a symbol of his daughter's faith. The whole village awoke to the sound of thunder and rejoiced. People danced in the streets, shouted with joy, and drank the cool, fresh rainwater like nectar. That night, the farmer finally understood. His daughter had taught him the greatest lesson of his life. But what was the deeper meaning behind this miracle? The next morning, the village was alive again. The once dying fields drank deeply from the rain, and hope returned. The farmer sat with his daughter and whispered, "You taught me something yesterday. Praying is good, but true faith means acting as if the answer has already come. You carried an umbrella, even when the sky was clear. That is real belief." He looked at the horizon where the soil now glistened with new life. "From now on, I will carry my umbrella of faith in every part of my life. I will not just pray, I will believe. The story ends with a simple truth. Faith is not only asking, it is preparing for the answer. And sometimes it is that very belief that brings the rain. Notice the phrase, the sky ruled with merciless fire. This is personification, giving human qualities to the sun. Also, the little girl's words, if it rains now, we'll get wet, are an example of simple, clear future tense. Try retelling this story in your own words. Use past tense for the farmer's struggle. He prayed, he walked, he saw. And present tense for the lesson. Faith means acting. Belief means preparing. Folded Ants, thank you for listening to this story. If it touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and comment. And let me ask you, when was the last time you carried an umbrella of faith in your own life?